Hello and welcome from the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. Bright blue skies outside. Thankfully the rain has cleared up of recent days. Not that it makes one iota of difference to us in the confines of the Waverley Basketball Stadium, where this afternoon the 2014 Big V Finals Series commences for the Waverley Falcons. They're at home to Ringwood in State Champ Women. It's Game 1, best of 3 series. Hello and welcome, Justin Nelson with you. Thanks for joining us. Sit back and relax and enjoy all of the action on Falcons TV this afternoon. Joining me in the commentary box, and no doubt looking forward to this game, is Nathan Sewell. G'day Nathan, how are you?
Really well, mate, really well. Yeah, I am looking forward to this game. It's always good to see two quality teams in action, and I think we all know that Ringwood go into this game as hot favourites, but no one expected Waverley to make it through to the finals with their awesome win over Bulleen last week, and that's no doubt probably given them a bit of confidence. So let's see, they need to grab game 1 at home if they're to stay alive in the series, I think.
Yeah, good summation. Clearly with their late season fade out, let's call it that. They fell into the finals last week with a great win, as you said, against the Boomers, and it gives them a crack. It gives them a chance to go up against the top dogs, the heavyweights in the Ringwood Hawks, and in a 2-horse race, anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Waverley have their X factor in Tegan Cunningham, but I think it's important for them today, if they are to cause an upset and go 1-0 up in the series, they're going to need someone else to bob up with, 15 or 20 points. We will talk about the depth of Ringwood this season. They go deep right down their bench now, so someone's got to step up from the Falcons lineup and help Cunningham out on the offensive end if they're to cause an upset.
Hello and welcome also to all of our listeners on Big V Live. Once again, great to have you with us. It's been a huge season on Big V Live, covering games left, right and centre. We had 2 down in Latrobe last night. The Energy up against the Mildura Heat. A split 1-1 there, with the Energy women going down to the Heat, and then the Energy men getting up in a knockout final against the Heat men. Marvellous night that was. A huge crowd. Big V Finals are with us for another year, and it's always an exciting time of the season. Let's not forget, it's a double header here at Waverley this afternoon. The girls are in action now. Coming up a little bit later on this afternoon, it is the Waverley Falcons men going in as favourites against the new kids on the block, the team that stepped up from D1 to Championship and has made the finals in their first season, the McKinnon Cougars. That looks like it'll be a cracker as well. Yeah,
and unlike the women's game, the loser's out. So yeah, that's no second chances. It's pressure on both teams, and I'm really looking forward to that one as well, as we're about to get underway here at Waverley.
And we should mention that this is game 1 of a 3-game series, so it goes to Ringwood next weekend for game 2 and game 3 if required. We're ready for a start. Cunningham and Heggie, and it's a loose ball and a scramble to start, and the referee is forced into making a really tough decision, and he's gone the way of the Falcons, with Marley Hayes to bring it into Tegan Cunningham. So the Falcons to get first crack this afternoon. Jacqueline Smith with the ball now, just out from the elbow on the dribble. Oh, fantastic work to Leah Higgs off the weak side, cutting in, and that's the start that the Falcons wanted. They're up by 2, and you could not have hoped for a better beginning to this game if you're a Waverley fan.
Absolutely not. I think it's really important for Waverley to get off to a good start today, and that's the start they needed.
Heggie. Yusuf back to Heggie in the paint outside. Badome for a 3. Long shot for her. She gets an early look and a miss. Cunningham quickly up to Higgs. Higgs will want the basket. She's forced back. Good defense there by Karowski. Now it's outside for Cunningham for 3. Comes up short, front of the iron. Yusuf away quickly. The Hawks running in numbers as they have done so well this season. Ball switched back up to Badome. Top of the key. This time she drives. Was there a foul? No. Out Karowski. She goes the paint. She looks inside. Steps around. Back out to Heggie. Shot clock down. Heggie long. Misses. Jacqueline Smith with a rebound. Cracking start both ways. The Hawks trailing at the moment, the Falcons, with that 1 basket, and it's been entertaining to say the least. Let's see if the Falcons can stretch that margin. Here's a ball inside, strong, loose, diving, and it will be a jump. Good work both teams. Good start, Nate.
Yeah, and both of these teams like to run. They get up and down the floor, and if this is the pace that this game's going to be played at, we're going to be in for an absolute cracking game.
Looking forward to it. Big V Live, Falcons TV today. Here's Yusuf. Couple of Yusuf girls playing this afternoon. 1 for each team. The sisters, Sarah and Nadine. Now there's a foul, hands on, being called. Yep, against Marley Hayes. Soft foul, but you put 2 on, you're going to get called. Good to see the referees are onto it straight away today. Crowd starting to build up. Big double header here at Waverley this afternoon. Yusuf out to Karowski. Short again, so some short shots. All the players were rugged up before the game because it is very icy outside. So maybe it will take them a couple of minutes to get going. We'll wait and see. Right wing now, Jacqueline Smith searching for that weak side cut again. Higgs is cut off on this occasion. Now it's back to Cunningham. She's inside the arc on a long 2, and that's a good start for Tegan. She gets the eye in nice and early, and that is dangerous if Ringwood don't step out to that. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, if Tegan Cunningham has a big game and, you know, has one of those 40-point games that we know she can have, maybe Waverley are a chance. Amber Heggie, first shot for her is a miss. Well, first shot inside anyway. Oh, it's Cunningham up quickly on the release. Comes up short with the pass. Tara Blair pull-up jumper's a miss. Cunningham gets it back. Ringwood can't buy a basket at the moment. And I dare say Cunningham won't make the same mistake again in transition. She settles things down. It's a 4-zip lead to the Falcons early. Here's Jacqueline Smith searching. This time she goes it alone. Gets it outside. Long shot from Marley Hayes. He's good. Down. Big start for the Waverley Falcons this afternoon. Wow. They've got nothing to lose. They are the underdogs here. Everybody expects the Hawks to breeze past them, but somebody has forgotten to send that memo to the Falcons. Another miss for the Hawks, but there's Amber Heggie to put it back, and they get their first score of the afternoon. 7-2 Waverley lead. And it's a very good afternoon to Will Taylor. How are you, mate? Yeah, very good, Justin. Looking forward to today's game. Obviously coming off a doubleheader last night, but I must say, good start for Waverley. This is exactly what I saw last week against Bulleen, of course, last weekend out at East Doncaster. Jacqueline Smith steps out of court on a baseline drive, so a turnover there. They've had a couple early in the game, the Falcons, but they do lead 7-2. We're about 2.5 or 3.5 minutes into the game, in fact. Hello to all of our listeners and viewers, wherever you might be right around the world. No doubt we'll have some Americans tuning in with certainly Amber Heggie out there and Michelle Karowski. Tara Blair, bang, misses it. Offensive rebound to Bedone. And Bedome's going to have to do that a fair bit today, isn't she? She's been good off the boards this season. Here's Heggie. Travel. Yep, turnover. So Falcons get it back. And if you're Elia Pelionis, which you're not, but if you were, you'd be pretty happy right now. You'd be very, very happy with the opening 4 minutes here. Let's see what the Falcons do on this occasion. As we have Jacqueline Smith, top of the key. She's going to pull up for 3. Long two, miss. Offensive rebound to Cunningham. Cunningham being defended well by Karowski in the corner. Oh. Makes contact, goes to the basket, misses. No call both ways there. And so a warning for flopping on Ringwood to Michelle Karowski. Well, I reckon there's been a couple of warnings there, certainly for the flopping, and maybe just to let the coach know to settle down on the sidelines, because there's a couple of bits of contact there. And the rule is 1 warning for flopping. Now that anyone on Ringwood that flops, that's an instant tech foul. Here's Cunningham inside, up and over and in, and she's had a great start, Tegan Cunningham, coming off a 31-point game last week. So the Falcons clearly have the Hawks a little bit rattled at the moment. They lead 9-2, coming up to the 5-minute mark of the first quarter, and they're going to get it back. So another turnover, Nathan, and at the moment the Falcons do have them rattled. Yeah, they absolutely do, and you just wonder how much longer before Coach Motton may call a timeout now for Ringwood just to settle them down. You would think if Waverley scores here, there's a fair chance that may happen. I probably would have got it on that last in-ball down the other end, but anyway, Heggie's got it back on a block and the Hawks are away. Long pass to Bedome. Bedome goes to the basket. She is fouled by Jacqueline Smith and will go to the line for 2. Ringwood do like to move the ball up the court quickly in transition. And that was a great outlet pass from Amber Hegg. That's how quickly things can turn around. Ringwood's had a couple of calls go against them. Really, there wasn't a lot of contact in that foul. But if you just graze a player on the basket from behind, and especially when they fall as hard as what she did, absolutely, you're going to get called for that. So with a chance, Ringwood, Bedome misses the first. We've talked about foul shooting all year on Big V TV. It's one of our pet hates. You've got to put them away, and she's missed both. So a big miss there for the Hawks. They're down by 7. Do you think they're nervous? Oh, no doubt. No question about it. Waverley, nothing to lose, have just come out and run their stuff and gone hard to the basket. Cunningham's had a great start. Turnover here. Foul on Yusuf. Yeah, Yusuf with the foul. Good call, Nath. Just overplayed a little bit. I reckon that's the first team for Ringwood. Waverley have a couple. Still no timeout, so Tim Motton's happy to try and let his team settle here and work themselves into this game. Be interesting to see if he does that if Waverley score again through Talia Higgs. It looks good. It's home for three.
It's 12-2.
Well, you've got to get a timeout on that, surely. You need to settle. You need to get the group in and just go, hey, let's get back to what we've done all season.
Maybe even add a player like Jackie van der Zaag, who's nice and intense, out onto the court, as Sarah Youssef does hit a much-needed three for Ringwood up the other end.
Cunningham back transition. Great work, Waverley. Jacqueline Smith, terrific.
They got found celebrating that Youssef basket too much, the Hawks there.
Yeah, I reckon you're spot on. All of a sudden, everyone was up and about. I reckon Tim Motton's calling for a timeout now, so we'll keep an eye on that. Youssef, bounce pass inside to Heggie off hands. Waverley ball. There's the sound of the buzzer. We've got a timeout to Ringwood. So 4:22 left to go in the first. Waverley 14, Ringwood 5. Of course, the Falcons, 4th placed finish on the ladder in the home and away season. Ringwood up on top, steamrolling their way into the finals. And good to hear those behind the scenes here at Waverley are playing some half-decent music on a Sunday afternoon. Will, what are your thoughts to open this game, mate, on Big V Live and Falcons TV?
Yeah, well, I just think this is exactly what I saw Waverley come out against Bulleen last week, and so this is sort of thing I thought Waverley were capable of, and of course, Keen Cunningham really running the show really well. Obviously, Jacqueline Smith playing probably one of her best games so far in a couple of weeks, which she was a little bit flat last week, and obviously this week she's really stepped it up. Talia Higgs really doing well, and of course the young Abby Lloyd, of course, coming from the Youth League program here at Waverley, doing well down the post.
Tim Motton's message at that time out, he called it. What would he be saying, Nate?
Settle down, get through your offensive sets, tighten up on defence and just relax.
And I think the other thing you say to a team who's down by, 9, about 5.5 minutes into the game, is step it up at the defensive end.
Absolutely.
Don't allow
Make
easy
it hard
baskets.
For them.
Got to. Here's Karowski to bring it in and restart.
Set play, Heggie jump shot from the foul line, off target, rebound to Cunningham.
How can you not pick that up?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a mind bender there for the Falcons. They need to get on top of that. Brain fade. Here's Jacqueline Smith, baseline.
Reverse layup blocked by Amber Heggie. Off to Tara Blair. She's off and running now for the Hawks. Pass to Bedome. Bedome's going to go to the basket again, and she scores. She's a really good player, Emma Bedome. She's got the ability to make a big difference in this Hawks team.
Well, there's a stop and a score. That's what you need.
Exactly.
Stop at one end, score at the other. 14-7. Under 4 to play in the first. Here's Cunningham getting a couple of screens there. She uses it, goes it alone, misses. Rebound Youssef, Hawks away.
Yep, Hawks off and running through Youssef. Slows it down, goes to Heggie. Heggie going to the basket, and it's been deflected from Jacqueline Smith, but Ringwood will take the baseline ball, and I think it's Karowski that's going to take it.
Really good hand there from Jacqueline Smith too. One thing you teach the guards on the bigs is attack them below the hips. If they want to put the ball to the floor,
absolutely,
get after it.
Few screens. Karowski to Youssef.
Katie Blues are on the floor, by the way, for the Falcons.
Yeah. Not much movement. Heggie to Blair. Blair for the three. You can't leave her there, but she's off target this time, and it's a defensive rebound to Marley Hayes.
Hayes up the floor to Higgs. Had a wonderful season, Talia Higgs. She really has progressed into a reliable senior player in state champ women. Here's Heggie, turnaround jumper, loves that stuff. Don't give her that. She'll hit it all game. 16-7. Falcons with a great start this afternoon. Game 1, best of 3 semi-final series in state champ women.
And they're about to make some changes on the floor.
Youssef
to Blair. Oh, that's going to be a foul, I would think, on Kate Blueser.
No doubt about that. Mind you, though, if you're going to give away a foul, give away
a foul. It was a good one, yeah.
Absolutely.
No question.
She said to Emma Bedome, you stand in my way again, and I'm going to put you on your backside every day of the week. So
Bedome and Blair sit down, and I think it is Lisa Ewan and Jackie van der Zaag.
Correct.
And van der Zaag is certainly a player that can come and give them a spark. Karowski to Hegg, and she scores inside.
Great seal, Amber Heggie. Really good seal. I mean, that's just class.
You get the feeling Ringwood have settled on, the offensive end, but they've got to make sure that they're getting stops up the other end of the floor.
Let's see if they can get one here. Here's Jackie Smith. Isolates Youssef, picks up the dribble. Back from Marley Hayes. Now Smith goes again out to Hayes. On the dribble off high. Talia Higgs, right wing. In the paint, twisting, turning. Back to her right and puts it away.
Play.
Good work, Higgsy. Good basket, 18-9. Karowski, one to beat. That's Jacqueline Smith. Now Higgs comes over and helps.
Good
Ball
D.
goes out. Yep, they're working hard here, Waverley, wanting to get that next stop. Yusuf back the other way on the Heggie screen. Great
Nice.
little dish to Van der Zag. It's
Off
a miss.
target, though. Tegan Cunningham with the defensive rebound.
Needed to put that one away, didn't
Jacqueline
they?
Smith pulls up early in the offense. Miss. Karowski the rebound. She's off and running for the Hawks. Passes to Heggie. Little stutter step, close to a travel. Karowski to Van der Zag, and a huge block from Cunningham. Lisa Ewan takes the ball out on the right wing. Well defended by Cunningham. Sarah Yusuf dives on the ball, goes to Van der Zag, to Karowski, and she's going to score. Good hustle from both teams there as Ringwood ended up getting the basket through Karowski.
It was great commitment, wasn't it? When you got 3 or 4 bodies sliding on the floor, you know the players are going hard, as they should be in a final. 18-11, 7-point margin. Oh, nice work, Jackie Smith, going in hard.
Love the aggression that Waverley girls are showing. I think that's really important. When you're the underdog, you've got to stand up. You've got to show that you're tough and you're going to take it up to your more highly fancied opponent.
Well, they've got out early, haven't they?
Yep.
And they've maintained this 7 to 9 point margin. They're up by 9 at the moment. Here's Heggie trying to cut it back on the crossover dribble straight into the foot of Marley Hayes. Now Karowski under pressure from the shot clock. Yusuf, ball on the floor. Bounce pass inside was delightful to Van der Zag. She's found from behind. I think it might go on Katie Blueser. That's her second.
Yep.
And it will be the Hawks at the line last minute.
Jacqueline Smith will sit down for a break. Replaced by Claire Landby, and also Mel Ionides takes the place of Katie Blueser after she's picked up her second foul, sending Jackie Van der Zag to the free throw line for the Hawks.
Just on 54 seconds to go in this first quarter. Justin Nelson, Nathan Sewell, Will Taylor with you this afternoon on Big V Live and Falcons TV. JV puts away the first and misses the second. So the Falcons with a chance. They're at 8 points. They've had a really good first quarter. Ripping effort by the Falcons. Firstly to make the finals.
Yeah.
And now their start in this game has been terrific. Battling for position inside is Cunningham. It
Knocks
leaves
it down.
Ionides open.
Wow, great shot.
Puts it away on a long 2, 22 to 12. Last 30 seconds. Well, they all went to Cunningham inside, didn't they?
Absolutely. And look, the Ringwood bench is looking really flat at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good call, Nate. There's no voice, is there?
Nope.
Heggie forcing her way to the basket, up and in. Foul called on Marley Hayes. You've got to try and make her pick the ball up early.
Yep.
If she gets her body to the paint, she's going to push as hard as she can to the basket. And unless you've got great position, you're either not going to stop it or you're going to foul her.
Yep.
Hayes picked up foul number 2.
Sally Lang.
Didn't play last week,
No.
Sally Lane.
Experienced veteran. She's the type of player that not only can get down and dirty in the paint, she can hit threes from anywhere, Sally, when she lights up. So Ringwood will have to make sure they don't leave her open.
One for Heggie here. Let's not forget that they had a bye in round 17. So for Sally Lang, she effectively hasn't played for 3 weeks.
Yep.
It's a big break, 22-15. Here we go, final 15 seconds of the first quarter. Let's see if Waverley can take this 7-point lead out any further. They have looked terrific to start this game. Cunningham picks up the dribble, turns it over on a bad pass, and Ringwood have a chance. Buzzer, it's gone early, and
Just off
the
target.
shot came after the buzzer. So quarter time, it's Waverley 22, Ringwood 15, a 7-point lead to the Falcons on Big V Live and Falcons TV. With his thoughts, here's Nathan Sewell.
Well, I think if you're Waverley at the moment, you're absolutely wrapped. I think Ringwood were really nervous early. They took a while to settle. And look, I think they have started to settle as the game's gone on. But, you know, Waverley is still making sure that they knock down shots up the other end, which was absolutely sensational. I think the Hawks are going to be... Look at the girls over there still. They still appear flat. Heggie's talking to the team as the coaches had a little bit of a meeting as Coach Motton goes in there now. And, you know, they've settled now, but they're not getting the stops at the defensive end. So surely he's going to be talking about defense in this huddle.
Let's have a look at some stats here. Both teams, Waverley 63% from the field.
Wow.
They are firing, and Ringwood 6 of 18 at 33% clip. Probably one of the worst quarters that the Hawks have put together for the season.
Question. Look at the assist count. 7 assists to 2 in favour of the Falcons.
Falcons winning the rebounds, turnovers, fairly close there. But anyway, gives you a fair idea of what's happening in the game so far. The leaders, Tegan Cunningham has 8 points. Talia Higgs has 7 points. They've both had very, very good starts. Now we can see it on screen there. Amber Heggie, 7 points for the Hawks. Look at Tegan Cunningham there. Not only the 8 points, but 6 boards as well. So she's really making sure that she's a presence in this game. Came in with a ripper last week, 31 points, and has just carried that over. I think she might have had about 14 rebounds last week as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
So she's carried that over, and she's up and about, Tegan Cunningham. She's a ripper, one of the best in the business.
No doubt.
Will, anything else in the stats to quarter time, mate?
Yeah, of course, we just mentioned before, Emma Heggie with 7 points so far in the game, and pretty much everyone else has pretty much been shut out so far. Yusuf with 3, 2 to Bedome and Kowalski, but shooting percentage, you both said it before, Waverley has been outstanding so far. They've only shooting at 63%. This is exactly what happened last week as well. They were shooting at 70% in the first quarter, and by half-time they were about 60% by half-time, which made the difference.
I'll give you the flip side to this, and let's hope Ringwood have stayed confident with their quarter-time address. But the flip side to this is Ringwood's up against an opponent that's shot at 63% for the quarter. They're down by 7. They've had one of their worst quarters themselves in the season, and it's 7 points. So they've just got to refocus, get themselves back into the contest, put pressure on the shooters like they did on Talia Higgs on that occasion, and get some score themselves.
Yusuf for 3 off target.
If they can do that, it's not going to be long before they're and truly back in it.
Higgs to Cunningham. Oh, look at that. All skill, but she's off target. Defensive rebound to Van der Zag, back to Yusuf. Long pass up the court to Heggie. What's she going to do? Finds Van der Zag, but it's a bit high on the pass. Van der Zag manages to grab it, but she throws it back in and it goes straight to Sally Lang, turnover.
Some of the passing hasn't been great both ways so far today. There's another one that put Talia Higg under all sorts of pressure. Higgsy couldn't pick that one up.
Cunningham wasn't happy she didn't get the ball there.
So some turnovers at either end to start this second quarter. And we've got a contest, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt about that.
It's great so far.
There's Yusuf again.
Ewan.
Lisa Ewan. Well, the captain's onto the court now. She loves working from the arc. She steps around. Sally Lang misses. Lang comes up with the rebound. And now Mal Ioannidis back the other way.
Ioannidis, what can she do? Kowalski giving Cunningham close attention. She goes to Lambie. Lambie now to Cunningham. She's got the height advantage over Kowalski. She pulls up, knocks it down, and that's exactly why Waverley recruited her. She's all class.
Well, the big problem there for Ringwood is they bodied up, but they didn't put their arms in the air.
No, definitely not.
If you're not going to put your hands up on Cunningham, she's just going to elevate over the top
Especially when she already has the height advantage over Kowalski to begin with.
Have to put your hands up on her. Wear the body and get your hands up. Here's Kowalski. Out to Van der Zag, little jumper short corners, nice. 24-17.
I like Jackie Van der Zag. Big X factor for Ringwood today.
Giving them a bit of spark, hasn't she? Let's see what the Falcons can do here. Higgs. Now there's a foul off the ball. Is it Kowalski? It is. She hit the deck, but she's called for the foul.
She was just holding Cunningham as she ran through there, trying to give her close attention, which you need to do. You can get away with it.
And look, as a coach, you know, if you got a player that's playing that close, you wear that foul. In fact, there's a time out.
To the Falcons, actually.
So what do you reckon the message here is going to be from Elia Polianis? Because no doubt he's got his team looking for Cunningham, as you would. What he's going to need here is someone smart enough to work off the weak side.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and the thing with Waverley is they've got some girls that can knock down that three. So, you know, they've got to get their shooters ready. And if Cunningham gets it and doubled, or they can't get her the ball because she's being doubled, it is going to free up other players. So they've got to make sure that their ball movements are such that they can find those open players quickly and they can spot up for the shots before the defense rotates.
It's finals time, of course, in the Big V. You're listening to Big V Live and Falcons TV, and we can tell you that in Youth League 2 Men, a semi-final has been run and won this afternoon. And, Will, it looks like the Keezy Cougars with Coach Smethy.
Yeah, they're on their way.
Are through to the grand final.
They are 92-66 win on the back of a 19-9 second quarter. 92-66, 24 fouls been called in the last quarter, but didn't matter at the end. It was the Cougars win 92-66. And, of course, they are straight through to the grand final. And, of course, they actually will be playing... Coburg in the grand final.
Keezy Coburg, and that is going to be an absolute cracking game.
Hey, just on that Coburg-Chelsea game last night, Youth League 2 men, Chelsea sent Coburg to the foul line. Oh, here's Cunningham, miss. Sent Coburg to the foul line 30 times in the last quarter last night.
That's incredible.
Do you reckon that's having a bit of a hack down the stretch or what?
Hacker giant.
Wow.
Yusuf goes to Karowski. We're back live. Goes to Van der Zag. Van der Zag pulls up over Lang and knocks down. It was an ugly shot, but she's knocked it down anyway. And all of a sudden, the Hawks are within 5.
Well, there's that spark you talked about. It's been good, Jackie.
Yeah.
Off the bench. Here's Talia Higgs out on the right wing. Gets it up high. Well, Landby likes a look. Well shut down by Blair. Goes to the corner. Ioannidis into Cunningham. Has to juggle it. She gets it. She's around 3 to the basket. Tegan Cunningham, you're a superstar. 3 white singlets in front of you, and you said, get out of my way. Good work, Tegan Cunningham. She's having a cracking game here.
She's going to have to play 40 minutes, isn't she?
Absolutely.
No question.
In fact, if you could sneak an extra minute in there somewhere, you'd take that as well. There's Yusuf. Up to Van der Zag, who's been really good. Bounce pass into Heggie. Forces her way in on Cunningham. Great basket, Heggie, but great defense by Cunningham. Not to reach, just be solid.
Just 2 classy players going at it. 2 of the better players in the competition for sure.
Ball inside, Cunningham up and miss, rebound and puts it back herself. So good little feed in there from Sally Lane. Cunningham with the putback for 2.
The Ringwood coaching staff weren't happy with that. There was no effort on a box out from anyone. You don't want to be giving up offensive rebounds and putbacks. So
28-21, Nath, 7-point margin. So they're holding this margin, aren't they?
They've done really well.
Ball inside for Heggie again. She can't keep it in, and away come the Falcons.
Higgs off and running. Sally Lang calling for it.
Lang. Ooh.
She was open.
And she
back
knew
to
it
Cunningham.
Too.
Cunningham lets Lang know she's getting her the ball. Outside to Higgs for 3, off target. Lang taps it out, but it's been taken by Tara Blair. Will she slow it down? Yes, she does. She goes to Van der Zag, open in her favourite position, and she knocks that shot down. She'll hit shots from there all night, Jackie Van der Zag.
Well, I don't know what the Ringwood coaching staff is thinking, but hopefully it's not about replacing Jackie Van der Zag. You've got to keep her out there right now. She's ticking things over. Whilst all the attention's on Heggie, Van der Zag's having a field day. Here's Cunningham on Karowski, turnaround jumpers, a miss. Picked up by Yusuf. Oh, Sally Lang had a grab of the singlet there. Went unseen. Tara Blair, short corner.
Knocks it down.
Bang!
Here come the Hawks.
28-25. It's back to 3.
Waverley's shooting is drying up.
It's as close as the Hawks have been for a fair while. Well, we talked about it at quarter time. You make the shots harder, they're not going to stay at 63%. Turnover against Talia Higgs, and that shooting percentage has definitely dropped, and Waverley need to make some changes. Cunningham going off for a break. No, she's just going over for a chat with the coach. I thought she was walking off the court then.
No chance.
She said, no, I'm just having a chat with the coach.
Marley Hayes and Jacqueline Smith sub back into the game for the Falcons, and Emma Bedome looks like she's going to be coming back in at the next play for the Hawks.
Surely not for Van der Zag. Heggie to the basket, off a Van der Zag pass, it's a miss. Bodies crash down, to the floor, Hayes and Heggie. Now back the other way, the Falcons. There's Jacqueline Smith dribbling to the foul line. Outside, is that Landby? It is. Launches, misses. Yusuf slows it down.
God, the game has been going at breakneck pace as Yusuf now. What's she going to do? She's going to Heggie on the foul line, into Van der Zag. Van der Zag, ball to the ground, gets it up, and she scores again. She is single-handedly turning this game around for the Hawks.
I hope she's not the sub. I hope she's not the sub. In fact, Emma Bedome, I think
just looked at Tim.
Well, I think Tim Motton, the coach, has just leaned over to Emma and said, hey, let's change the player that you're taking off. I reckon it might have been Jackie, and they've had a change of mind then. Hayes has gone with a long 3 and a miss. Up with the ball, Tara Blair. Good rebound.
And the Hawks have got the chance to hit the front here. Yusuf into Heggie.
Oh.
And it's a foul. I think it's going to be called on Talia Higgs.
Yeah, reaching from behind. I reckon you're right. It is.
So Heggie will go to the line to put the Hawks in front.
So Bedome coming on, I bet you it's not going to be Van der Zag. I reckon there you go, Michelle Karowski stepping off the floor. So
and a timeout. by Waverley.
Yeah, and look, that's a really smart timeout by Ilya.
Yeah, no
they
question,
held
they need
that
it.
7 to 9 point lead for a while.
Yeah.
Ringwood's had a couple of stops, came down the other end and scored through Van der Zag. It's now back to a point. You've got to really preach to your players, hey, we've had a cracking game for 16 minutes.
Absolutely.
We've got to make sure we put in the hard yards the next 4, work on a stop and a score, stop and a score, stop and a score. Let's go in at halftime with a lead.
Yep.
It's a great effort. We've got to maintain, or we've got to arrest
No
momentum,
doubt.
get it back our way
For
right
sure.
now.
Waverley's shooting percentage, which was at 63% earlier, has dropped down to 50 now.
And Ringwood's was at 33, it's now up to 44.
And Waverley's gone 3 for 11 in this quarter alone.
Yeah, so it's definitely been a turnaround. And look, that's not a case of taking bad shots. That's more a case of stepping up the pressure defensively,
Absolutely.
and that's what Ringwood's done.
And Ringwood has gone 6 for 9 in this quarter. So it's a direct opposite to what happened in that first quarter.
And of those 6, I reckon 3 or 4 have come from short corners.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
they're working the paint really well. They're dragging the weak side or the split line defender in to help out, and then they're nailing it out to their teammate in the short corner.
And beneficial of that right now is Jackie Van der Zag. 9 points so far. She's only played 9 minutes so far. She's shooting at 67% from the field.
Yeah, she's had a cracker, hasn't she? I'd be running her out here for the rest of the half and seeing if you can get a couple more baskets out of her.
No question about that.
Let's have a look at what happens on the restart. 3:59 to go in the second quarter.
Heggie to the foul line.
State champ women, semi-final, best of 3.
It's been a cracking game
Yep.
so far.
Don't forget, coming up this afternoon, speaking of cracking games, Hawks, Cougars in state champ men.
Falcons.
Knockout.
And they're 1-1 for the season.
Yep.
So as much as Waverley were going favourites, they had an off game earlier in the season, and McKinnon actually got what was a huge upset win at the time. So they're going to go in pretty confident they can do the same again today.
Loser today's on the way to Bali tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no
so
question.
Heggie missed the second
McKinnon
shot.
lose. I've got a feeling Big VTV co-host Cal Chambers won't be in the office tomorrow.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't turn up for filming, he better be there. Come right.
I bet he ain't.
He better be. Almost a turnover there for the Falcons. The shot clock will be ticking down here.
4 seconds. Jacqueline Smith. She's going to have to shoot. No, out to the pass just in time.
Too late.
No, too late.
Well, the referees were right onto that.
Yeah.
So, near turnover. They got it back and then didn't beat the buzzer. 28 apiece.
I think Yusuf's had a really good season for Ringwood. I reckon she's really
Correct.
improved her game over the last
Yep.
couple of seasons.
Agree.
Since she's become a Hawk.
By the way, first time the scores have been level since the jump ball. 28 each. Heggie inside receives from Van der Zag around a couple and
too
over.
big.
I reckon that's the first time the Hawks have led the game
Yeah.
too.
It's a really important
Correct.
few
Yep,
minutes
you're
for
right.
Waverley here not to let Ringwood stretch this league out too far.
They've got to hang on, don't they? They're down
really
by 2.
do. They need the halftime break. They've got to keep themselves in the game.
It's been a good run here. He
This'll do
goes.
it. Bang.
Cunningham for a long 2.
That's what that'll help. That'll help the cause.
Top
every
of the
time.
key. The eyes just lit up, didn't they?
Yep. She's a great player to watch, Tegan Cunningham. We're very lucky to have her in the league.
Got the goggles on at the moment. Here's Van der Zag open from the elbow for 2. Back of the ring, falls down. Higgs picks it up, runs into Marley Hayes, her teammate. Bounces off her like a pinball, and she's up and going. Marley Hayes gets it back from Higgs. Up to Jacqueline Smith, top of the key, looking inside. Cunningham wants it off the wing. She works hard inside. Still, the Falcons searching, looking.
Lloyd.
It's going to be a long 2 for
Knocks
Abby
it down.
Lloyd.
Waverley respond big time after Ringwood level the scores. Great job to the Falcons.
Here's Yusuf.
To Badone. Badone back to Yusuf. Back to Badone. 3 from the left wing. Knocks it down for the Hawks.
That's a dagger, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
that's not
that
Badone
hurts.
territory out
No,
there.
certainly not. Regains the lead for Ringwood.
oh, offensive foul.
Yeah, well, Cunningham dribbling the paint, passed it out to the wing, but then cannoned into, who was it? Was it Blair? Who hit the floor
missed
then?
it.
It's just out of my sight down
I think
in
it was
front of me.
Badome.
And an offensive foul on Tegan Cunningham. Is that her second
No,
foul?
first.
First personal for the game. So she's in safe territory.
Yusuf
Ringwood up by 1, Nath.
looking to extend the Hawks lead. Goes to Van der Zag.
Someone's-
Too easy.
someone's
They've
gotta go to
yeah,
that.
they've got to go to Van der Zag.
Just
She's
a
just
jumper.
tearing them apart at the moment.
Jumper from the foul line.
Yeah.
No one came near her.
Way too easy.
11 points, 5 from 7.
Danger time for the Falcons heading in to the last minute and a bit of the first half.
Smith to Higgs to Hayes. Left wing,
Triple
Cunningham over the top of 2. Bounces off deep.
They triple teamed her then.
Oh.
Triple teamed.
Van der Zag on a pass out in transition. Sends it into the crowd. One of her very, very rare mistakes in this game so far. She's had a cracking first half, Jackie van der Zeg. 32-35. Ringwood lead by 3. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Cunningham on the wing. Gets it in towards the elbow on a couple of dribbles. Just came up short. Van der Zeg. Rebound away. Yusuf.
Yusuf slows it down a little bit. Goes to Tara Blair on the right wing. Blair waiting for players to move. Not much happening for her. Takes a dribble. Goes to Heggie at the top of the three-point line. Out wide to Badome. Can she knock down another 3 off target this time? Oh. The ball's on the ground. Great job, Yusuf. There's players diving everywhere. Van der Zeg gets it to Heg. Well played. Good fighting from the Hawks there.
4 players pick themselves up off the floor.
Great tough hustle as Yusuf back in possession for the Hawks. She goes to Van der Zeg. Back to Yusuf. Off of Van der Zeg's screen. Takes the shot herself, off target. Defensive rebound, Abby Lloyd.
Yeah, probably wasn't the best choice then.
Talia Higgs slows it down for the Falcons.
3-point margin, Hawks lead. 25 seconds to play in the first half of this first of 3 or potentially 3 games in this semi-final series matchup. There's Jacqueline Smith through traffic. Oh, might have just copped a little one across the top of the arm then. Well picked up by the referee. And foul trouble? No. Both teams very clean, actually. Just 2 apiece in the team foul count. 15 seconds to go.
Higgs has taken too long to get the passing. There was no movement for her. That's a poor turnover for Waverley. Ringwood now go to Yusuf.
Danger time for the Falcons now.
Yep. 10 seconds. What can the Hawks do? They go to Badome. She's going to pull up for 3. Way too easy.
There you go.
That was poor defense from Waverley. That's going to give Ringwood all of the momentum going into the main break. They lead at 38-32. It was a good first half by Waverley, but they're going to be really disappointed with that last possession. Badome, she's hit one earlier on, and they just left her there. She got the shot, and as good as Waverley have been, and they have been really good, they are going to go in 6 points down, and it's always really hard to chase this Ringwood team.
What has changed in that second quarter to what we saw in the first quarter?
I just think Ringwood were ultra nervous at the start, and Waverley started well, shooting at 63%. It's always going to have you in the game, and I think the more Ringwood have settled, they've got much more depth than Waverley, and that's started to come to the forefront the longer this game goes.
I reckon a couple of the big changes for me, Ringwood started to get open looks, and what they did is they started to close down Waverley's open looks.
Absolutely.
So all of a sudden, Waverley were under a lot more pressure shooting than what they were in the first quarter, and adversely, the pressure, whether it's a case of running better sets and looking and getting open players, the opportunities opened up for Ringwood. It's all, everything in that first half was about shooting for me. Whether there was pressure on the shooters or there was open shots being taken, especially from the short corner in that quarter. Ringwood were terrific, and they lead at half-time 38-32. Let's not forget they were down by as much as 9 in that first half, and they now lead by 6.
The difference in the two teams is, Waverley have a younger lineup, and you look at Ringwood, they're throwing triple teams at Tegan Cunningham. The Hawks get the ball up the other end, and if they can't find Heggie, who's their go-to player, they've got Badome that's going to knock down those shots. They've got Koralski that's going to knock down shots. They've got Jackie van der Zeg, who was sensational in that second quarter. So it's that superior offensive depth that I think is ultimately going to see the Hawks home. It's why they finished top of the ladder and why they are the hot favourites going into this series.
And Badone's two big threes down the stretch as well, which really killed them.
Let's have a look at our leaders in the game so far, half-time. Game 1, best of 3, semi-final matchup in state champ women. Tegan Cunningham has 16 points for Waverley and 8 rebounds. She is clearly their best player on the floor. For the Ringwood Hawks, Amber Heggie has 12 points. Jackie van der Zeg has 11 points and 5 rebounds. Michelle Korowski with 4 assists as well for the Ringwood Hawks. So they lead it at halftime, 38-32. Don't forget, coming up after this one, more Big V finals action coming your way, and it is a knockout final. So unlike this one, where there's going to be a game 2 and a game 3 if needed, Game coming up later on today in State Champ Men is knockout. It's the Waverley Falcons.
It's tough, isn't it? One bad game and you are gone.
They're playing the McKinnon Cougars in that knockout final, so looking forward to that one on Falcons TV and Big V Live. Now, I know Big V Live is sticking with us. Falcons TV, sticking with us or taking a break? Sticking with us? Fantastic. Good to have you with us. You can see a few of the crowd there heading off to, we're talking Falcons TV here at the moment.
Absolutely.
So for our Big V Live listeners, we're just painting the picture. But a few of the crowd there heading off to the canteen to feed their faces.
They do
at
ripper
halftime.
chips here. I ate half of yours earlier, mate.
Thanks.
They were really good.
No wonder I'm still hungry. Give us another camera angle there. Give us something else to look at. Let's see who else we can pick on. Well,
we're not picking on the score bench.
Score table's doing their job. They're absolute
Yep.
champions. They're stars. There we go. Nothing
It's a
happening
great
down
setup
that way.
here at Waverley, isn't it? Great setup.
There it is. They do a terrific job with Falcons TV, bring you all the action right throughout
Andrew's
the
doing
year.
a great job.
Hey, speaking of Big V Live, there was a couple of interviews done before the game, so you can go in and have a listen to them. Caught up with Lisa Ewan, the captain of the Ringwood Hawks, and also Elia Polianis, the coach of the Waverley Falcons. So those interviews are now up on Big V Live. You can have a listen to those. Let's get some score updates and bring you up to speed with what's happening in the final series so far. We'll stick with State Champ Women just for a moment. We can tell
I
you
saw
that,
this game last night.
well, you can tell us a little bit about it because it was game one, best of three final series as well, semi-finals. McKinnon at home to Hume City, and Hume City came from behind to win by 2.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest, and it's really McKinnon threw this one away. They led by 8, even halfway through that last quarter. Their offense seemed to break down completely. You know, they were still making the passes. They couldn't finish the shots. Hume City up the other end, like Colleen Planeta is an absolute star for the Broncos. You know, absolute MVP chance, and good to see as well. And this was a fantastic story that out at Bentley, two Hume City under 12 girls teams. They all made the trip from Broadmeadows with their parents, and they were making a lot of noise for the Broncos. McKinnon, not a big stadium anyway, but it was absolutely chockers for that game. And as I said, Hume City, they probably had 50% of the support in the crowd, and they've got 1-0 up away. So now they go back for game 2 at home, and I think they'll probably wrap that series up in 2 straight games over the Cougars. I think that was McKinnon's big chance.
They had to get the first one, didn't they?
Yep.
Had to get the first one. Let's get some more updates from what's happening around the traps in Big V. We can tell you so far. Let's start with Youth League 1 men. McKinnon defeated Sunbury last night, so they're through to the grand final.
Saw that one as well. Sunbury led by 14 points early on.
Surprise.
And it was just a matter of McKinnon could not hit a basket. Sunbury, Harrison Sam, what an absolute star. But McKinnon won the game, I think, by 14 or whatever it was, but they didn't even play well. So, you know, they've got a lot to improve next week when they either play Keilor or Werribee, because if they play like they did last night, they're probably not going to win that grand final.
Yeah, that Keilor Werribee game in Youth League 1 men starting in about 20 minutes time.
It's going to be a cracker as well.
And if you saw Big V TV during the week, if I haven't given Werribee every incentive to get up and win that game,
mate,
I've done everything I can for them.
If I was the Keilor coach, I'd be annoyed at you because you've just fired up. You put the biggest firecracker up Werribee you could possibly ever imagine. And you know what? I think Keilor are still going to get the win there.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to get the win as well. Let's have a look at some other scores so far. Of course, it is finals time. Youth League 2 men. Coburg last night 83 defeated Chelsea 64. And Keysy have defeated the Cavs comfortably today as well. So it's going to be a Coburg-Keysborough grand final. That'll be out of Keysborough, by the way.
Yes, it will, yep. So out at Springers.
That's coming up next week. VYC men knocks through to the... Waverley, I should say, through to the grand final. I tipped them. I tipped the Falcons. 92-85.
Great game. The lights went out.
What?
State Basketball Centre. So...
Obviously hadn't paid the electricity bill.
I think they struggled with it. But what happened was... Waverley were up by, say, 9 or 10. The lights went out with a minute and a half to go, and then Knox come out. It was almost like they'd turned the lights off on purpose. They just come out, threw a press at the Falcons, and they got back within 3 points before Waverley settled. It was an outstanding game. Huge crowd at the State Basketball Centre. Ben Waterhouse was sensational for Knox, but Michael Harper and Kwani for Waverley.
Yep.
They just got the job done time after time. McCarthy was huge on the boards for the Falcons as well. It was a great win from Waverley. I think Knox, speaking to some of the Raiders people before the game, really fancied their chances going into that game. I think they thought that they would have it over Waverley, but it was a great effort for the Falcons, and they'll play the winner of Keysborough and Nuttawading today.
Kilsyth, maybe.
Sorry, Kilsyth and Keysborough on the mind.
He thought he just went up to VYC.
Hey, he'd probably be happy to. But yeah, look, I think they'll probably play Kilsyth in the grand final, and Kilsyth Waverley. Kilsyth won a few weeks ago by only 1 or 2 points. It's going to be an absolute cracking game if the Cobras get up.
Division 1 men, 4 games last night, so 4 through and 4 out. 3 games last night, 1 today.
Yeah.
Southern Peninsula defeated Melton 93-78. Absolutely blew them off the floor in the last quarter. Melton had that game and went down in the last. Warrnambool, great win at home, 68-65 over Chelsea without Saquon Stone.
Honestly, to me, this is as big as upset as Diamond Valley beating Dandenong in the VYC game the other week.
Huge win.
You know, if Stone had played, I still think it would have been an upset. So for him not to be there and for Chelsea to go down to Warrnambool, and it was probably 1,000 screaming Warrnambool fans. I know the game was close to a sellout.
Yep.
They would have packed it in at the Arc, and it's so exciting to see Warrnambool, you know, back up as a powerhouse in Division 1 after a few lean years. Great win to the Seahawks.
And I'd just like to say once again...
Latrobe?
Maybe. Oh, they will be. Yeah, I just want to say once again, as I've said all year, I've been with the Seahawks.
Oh, you jumped off.
Hang on.
No, you jumped off. You are dodgy as, mate.
I've been with the Seahawks. Bobby C, I'm with you, mate. Latrobe City got a win last night, 93-85. And Geelong and Blackburn played today. Division 2 men last night, Casey get game 1 easily at Keilor, 84-58. Yeah. Keysy and Shepparton is up and running in a few moments' time. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And in Division 1 women, game 1, best of 3 series. Latrobe City, 68, went down to Mildura, 93.
Yep.
The Heat were fantastic in that game.
They're looking good, Mildura.
Absolutely. Of course, Geelong defeated Werribee for a 1-zip start as well.
And Justin, you did forget Youth League 1 women as well. Coburg defeated McKinnon by 19 points. And, of course, the defending champs Warrandyte is ousted by the Hawthorn Magic in last year's grand final replay with a 6-point win.
I'm not surprised by that.
Nah, I'm not
I think Hawthorn have been in really good form in the last 3 or 4 weeks. They had a great first... They had a great first up final the week before, and I think the Magic, I think Coburg are going to be favourites, but I'm actually in the Magic bandwagon. I reckon they're just hit peak form and, you know, runners-up last year. They've got it all to play for, and I actually think they're going to get the job done.
I'll give Hawthorn a tip right now in Youth League 1 women. If you shoot the ball anywhere near Ezzy McBeggar, it's going to get slapped back down your throat.
Hasn't she been sensational?
She's had 2 triple-doubles in the last 3 weeks on blocks.
Yep.
Here we go, underway in the second half. State champ women, game 1, best of 3 series. Ringwood lead it by 6 at the half. They missed their first opportunity, and the Falcons will now get the chance to close this margin.
And it's crucial for Waverley to start well.
Higgs.
Lloyd into Cunningham.
Oh, slipped away.
Out by Karolski.
Well, there's that under the hips defense from the guards I was talking about on the bigs. That was really good work. There's Yusuf out to the left wing. Blair back to Yusuf down in that low left corner. To Heggie, hands off to Yusuf, dribbles the paint, outside.
Time, another 3.
Don't tell me.
Not this time.
Heggie out of court on the rebound. And it'll be a Waverley ball. 6-point margin. No change to the halftime score on Falcons TV and Big V Live. Here's Marley Hayes. Gets it down towards the arc. Abby Lloyd. Lloyd wants to get it out to the wing. In fact, she goes straight down the alley towards Cunningham. Has 3 to beat. Switches play dangerously out to Higgs. Had Karowski running at her. It will be a Waverley ball, though.
1 second on the shot clock.
Went across the baseline. So it's a catch-and-shoot situation. Cunningham will want it up high here.
They're going to double Cunningham, obviously.
As you would.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. Oh, had Marley Hayes running straight at the basket. That was a big miss there. And Marley says, didn't you see me? She was wide open through the paint.
Was.
Ringwood just let her be. And that would have been an open layup for Waverley then. Just don't think they saw her.
No, definitely. It's so important for Waverley to stay strong in these first few minutes. Yusuf to Karolski. Karolski, hand off to Badome. Back to Karolski. She goes for 3 off target. Cunningham, the defensive rebound, looking to get the Falcons running. Bringing the ball up the floor. She's going to go the whole way here. No, she's had it deflected. It's now Tara Blair for the Hawks doing the running to Amber Hegg.
I think she actually went the bounce pass underneath to Abby Lloyd, and Abby wasn't in a good position. Basket, no, miss. Badome, Heggie, rebound, has it taken away by Tegan Cunningham. Those two going head to head. It's a great matchup, isn't it?
Always is. Oh, it's getting physical out on the court. It's great.
Well, Badome's getting into Tegan Cunningham, and Cunningham's giving it back. We'll keep an eye
Marley
on
Hayes. And that's going to be a foul on Tara Blair, I think it's down there, yep.
Reaching over the top of Talia Higgs.
Falcons aren't taking a backward step, which I think is fantastic.
Just keep an eye on Tegan Cunningham and Emma Badome, because both of those girls will give as good as they get. Don't you worry about that.
Blueser comes into the game for Abby Lloyd.
Just got a warning too, both of them.
Higgs to Smith. Jackie Smith goes to Tegan Cunningham for the three. Yes, knocks it down.
Long two.
Sorry, long two. Much needed basket for Waverley.
First basket of the second half, by the way, too. So about 2.25 minutes in that took.
Not a lot of defensive pressure there from the Hawks on that last possession. As Yusuf goes for three. She's off target. Higgs, long pass into Cunningham. Great pass into Cunningham as she scores easily over the top of Yusuf. Turns around and gives Yusuf the look as well.
Well, it was a big mismatch, wasn't it? So well done to Higgs to see that mismatch. Really good work by the Falcons. They're back to within two, by the way, 38-36.
Blair to Heggie. What's she going to do? Step round. She's off target. She gets her own rebound. She'll go again, and I think the foul will be called on Marley Hayes. Much to the delight of the Ringwood fans sitting outside the commentary booth.
Yeah, the crowd's been steadily building up. McKinnon haven't hit town yet. Wait till they turn up.
Maybe they're not coming.
Parking their Range Rovers in the car park.
Yeah, that's it.
Amber Heggie at the line for a couple. They lead by 2, Ringwood. They now lead by 3.
Just.
Puts that one away. She's had a reasonably good game at the moment, 13 points. Let's see if she gets it to 14. She doesn't. Now there's a whistle here. Someone's gone early, I think.
Yep. It's on Marley Hayes.
And Heggie will get a third chance.
Marley Hayes just got to settle down here. She's got 3 fouls. She's given Ringwood an extra shot here. Just got to make some good decisions.
Heggie's going to always take advantage of that. Oh, speaking of McKinnon.
Yep.
The big show's just walking in.
Oh, they meant Marcus Timmins, but it's unfortunately Callum Chambers. Here's Waverley, Marley Hayes. Let's see what she does on this occasion. Out on the left wing, up to Cunningham. Cunningham, nice little pass outside to Blueser. Bang.
Knocks it down.
For 3. Katie Blueser makes her presence felt. 40-39. Ringwood by 1. Yusuf out to the right wing, Karowski. Dribbles around the screen of Heggie in the paint. Almost has it taken away from her. She forces it out. Badome. Blair for 3. Miss front of the ring. Rebound. Juggled. Yes, they've got it. Marley Hayes gives it up to Jackie Smith. And Smith will restart. Out to the left wing. Blueser to Higgs. Top of the key. Cunningham wants it inside. Has to step out now. Smith. Out to Blueser, shut down quickly by Blair, seconds. Into the corner, Higgs, Cunningham, 3 around her, forces it up and over the backboard, and it's out of play. Very, very hard to beat 3 in that situation, and Ringwood will get it back. They're up by 1, 6:07 left in the third.
Takes possession for Ringwood, she walks the ball up the floor. Gets to the 3-point line, screen for Badome. Passes to Badome, now to Kowalski on the left wing. I think she's going to go all the way, and it's been blocked by Cunningham. Cunningham off and running for the Falcons. She'll go to the basket, and it's been called a charge by the referee here. Cunningham just smiles, and she helps Yusuf off her feet.
So second personal, 40-39, 5:45 left in the third quarter. Yusuf bringing it up for the Hawks. Gets it out to Karowski. Oh, nice ball inside Heggie. Double team straight away. Loose player.
Nice
Yusuf.
play.
Misses. Should have put that away. It was really well set up. Waverley got caught ball watching on that occasion, and Yusuf has just gone straight to the basket. Great setup, but a bad miss for the Hawks. Here's Smith back the other way. Cunningham likes the look of that. And in and out miss. Yusuf after it. Scramble. In they go. Jump ball called. And I think it'll be a Waverley ball. I like the way both of these teams have scrambled after the loose possession today.
Absolutely.
It's been great to see. Let's see what Waverley can do from underneath their own basket.
The pass will be taken by Marley Hayes. She'll go to Cunningham. Cunningham defended by Badome. She pulls up. Off target. Rebound to Yusuf. Yusuf looks to get the Hawks going. Being defended up the floor by Cunningham. They've extended the D. Yusuf now goes to Blair. Blair going at it. They're trying to find open players. They get Kowalski. She's off target. Defensive rebound to Waverley.
Away comes Blueser quickly across halfway. Takes it out to the right side of the court. Back for Cunningham at three. Don't tell me. She's gone for it and she's missed. Rebound. Was there a foul? No. Badome had it. Lost it. Loose ball. Cunningham to the hoop. Goes bang. It's a block. She'll go to the line for a couple. And Tegan will pick herself up.
She's so tough.
She only had one thing in mind then, and it was get out of my way. Timeout's called. Tegan will dust herself off. When we return, she'll go to the foul line for a couple.
The Falcons are winning this period 7-2. They've really worked themselves back into the game. I probably thought after that halftime break, Ringwood were just going to come out and continue on and probably really pull away quickly. Full credit to the Falcons so far that are really staying with it, and it's what Ilias Paliona said to us before the game. They want to make sure that they're competitive enough to give themselves a chance to win at the end. And, well, 4 minutes 57 remaining in the third period, and they're right in this.
Well, in that pre-game interview, he said, we've broken today down into 4 games.
Yes. Yeah,
every quarter's a game, and we've just got to try and make sure that we're competitive and we put ourselves in a good position. Well, they're doing that at the moment. The Falcons are down by 1. It's been a very, very courageous effort. I think most people thought this was going to be one-way traffic, and right now, the Hawks are struggling to get any sort of distance on the Falcons. All credit to the Falcons. It's a 1-point margin. 4:39 left in the third on Falcons TV and Big V Live. Justin Nelson, Nathan Sewell and Will Taylor in the commentary position for you today. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you may be listening or watching, right around Melbourne, Australia, or indeed right around the world. Coach Tim Motton having a few words with the referees here, probably just asking about that last call, charge versus block, but I reckon the referee's got it right.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Tegan Cunningham looks like a new woman as she steps back to the foul line. She's got
rocking away to the music.
Got
Look at
that strut going. I like that. About a minute and a half ago, she was battered and bruised and sprawled across the floor. Now she's rocking on with that left sleeve. She's got some good ink, hasn't she?
Oh, best in the league.
Bang.
She ties her scores up.
Might be the only one with a sleeve in the league these days. Is there any others running around with a sleeve?
I think there's a few youthies.
Emmy O'Neill's got some great
she does.
And
you know what? The Falcons are back in front.
They are, 41-40. Ringwood now have got to try and get themselves back up in front. Let's see what they can do through Yusuf.
Yusuf to Blair on the left wing. She's going hard out to Heggie for the pull-up. Off target. Rebound and, turnover for the Hawks. Back to Yusuf.
Some frustration there.
Yep, Blair for the big three. She can knock these down, but she's off target, and it's the rebound to Talia Higgs here. Higgs to Smith. Smith to Blueser. Back to Smith. Hayes. Higgs for the pull-up, and I think, it's a travel. Yeah, wasn't sure if they were calling the travel or the foul, but it was a travel.
Tegan Cunningham wants the ball to the wing, and what's happening is Waverley reversing to the top of the key.
That's right.
And they don't go any further.
No.
They've got to go out to her side on the wing. She's positioning herself underneath by sealing for a wing entry ball, and they're not pushing it to her wing. She's pleading with her teammates to make the extra pass, and they're not doing it.
Interestingly, for the Hawks, Jackie van der Zag, who gave them a spark last time, she's checked back into the game.
And got the ball there, Nath. And missed it off.
Offensive rebound. Taps it out. Yep, they'll get the ball back, the Hawks.
So she was straight back into it, wasn't she, Jackie van der Zag?
She's one of the most intense players you'll see in state champ women for sure. There's no doubt about it. Kowalski to Heg. Heg up to Yusuf. To Heggie. And she scores way too easily there for the Hawks. It was a nice basket for the Ringwood import.
Marley Hayes has got to get her arms up in defence.
Yeah, no question.
They're down by her side too much. Higgs, long two, makes
Knocks it down.
Waverley lead 43-42. So they are absolutely giving it everything.
They are. Yusuf again to Koralski. 3-point line. What can she do? She goes to Heggie. Heggie's going to go to the basket here, and she has been fouled by Marley Hayes, and will go to the line for 2.
I just think it's a
Fourth
matchup they've got to
personal
look
foul.
at there. Yeah, they're making a change here, Waverley.
Yeah.
Marley Hayes is
Jacqueline
just...
Smith, who just sat down, he's going to have to go on and replace her.
She's just struggling to go with Heggie at the moment.
She sits down on her 4th foul. They can't leave her out there. And Jacqueline Smith's break was the whole of about 15 seconds.
Now, they're pretty short here, Waverley. Tegan Cunningham can't take both Heggie and Van der Zag. So one of these two...
Bedome's tall too.
Yeah, well, they're going to get some open looks here, Ringwood. So they've got to find the mismatch, because if they use it and use it well, they're going to score some points here, I think, in the next 3 minutes. They've just retaken the lead, by the way. They're up by 1, 44-43.
Well, ball's going everywhere near. Melanides to Cunningham. Cunningham, she'll shoot, and it's going to be a block because they've come in from the side.
Yep.
I think it'll be called on Heggie.
Let's look at it.
Oh.
Is it Heggie?
Yep.
So
No, they've called it on Van der Zag.
maybe it was just the reach.
The clipper she's got through, but that was superstar play from Tegan Cunningham. That was the smallest of small gaps. She got herself through and drew the foul, and now she's going to take some important free throws for the Falcons.
And Emma Heggie has not scored a foul yet.
So what are you going to do with your matchups here down the other end, Nath, as Cunningham misses the first? Well, they've gone short here.
Yep.
You've got Higgs, Ioannidis, Jacqueline Smith and Blueser playing alongside Cunningham, and they've got to try and defend Heggie, Bedome and Van der Zag.
Ioannidis back to Cunningham. She's going to go, no, I thought she was going to go to Jackie Smith, but she's faked it out.
Oh.
Turnover from the Hawks. Nice defense, Ringwood. Bedome gets it going. Now back to Yusuf. Yusuf slows it down, waits for the girls to move in the offense.
Cunningham to Higgs, Blueser to Bedome.
Yusuf out to Shelley Mottons onto the court for the first time today. Back out to Van der Zag.
Smith to Van der Zag.
They're going to have to get the shot up. Great defense from Jacqueline Smith. She's often going for Waverley. She'll pull it out to Melanides. She's open for the shot. Big shot. Off target. Defensive rebound to Heggie. Off to Yusuf, and the Hawks are off and running again.
Long shot. Motton onto the floor. Misses, comes up short. Now, the reverse of this is if Ringwood can't find the mismatches, some small ball for Waverley might hurt them back the other way. Here's Cunningham trying to lay it in for 2. Misses it, gets her own rebound. She's got 4 white singlets around her. She's still trying to force the play. She's getting after it. It's a scramble on the floor. And in the end, a jump ball is called. Cunningham literally had 4 players battling with her.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, even in a street fight, that's not a fair blue, is it?
What, you take Cunningham?
I'll take Cunningham in that. 44-43. Ringwood lead by 1.
Yusuf to Motton. Motton to Van der Zag. Van der Zag will go for the shot here, and she has drawn the foul. I think it's on Ioannidis.
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, Talia Higgs had great position there. Ioannidis did not need to reach in from behind. She's just bailed her out and sent her to the foul line. That was poor defence by Mel Ioannidis from behind. She just did not need to get involved in that. And Jackie Van der Zag's been okay from the foul line, I think. So, not someone you... 1 from 2, is she?
Today,
she's been half and half then, hasn't she?
1 from 3, so...
Take that back. Great foul,
That's
Mel.
always the way, mate, isn't it?
Ioannidis, that was a ripper of a reach. Let's see what Van der Zag can do with the second. That looks a little bit better.
That's better.
And it is.
2 from 4.
So it's 45-43. Ioannidis back the other way. Yusuf right there with her. She brings the ball to the middle of the court, gets it off to Talia Higgs. Now let's see if they feed the wing again. Doesn't go out to Cunningham's wing. She does get a down screen, comes out for a long 2 and misses. Loose ball. Motton gets after it. Ioannidis comes up with it for Waverley, and they'll reset and try and reduce this 2-point margin. Here's Jacqueline Smith dribbling on her left, looking for the back cut of Higgs. Stepped out of court. I reckon that's the second time today that Talia Higgs has stepped out on a baseline drive. So just not aware of the lines there. And it's a turnover. 1:03 left in the third. Ringwood lead by 2.
As Yusuf brings the ball up again for the Hawks. Goes to Motton. Motton back to Yusuf. Little baseline drive. It's come off the backboard.
Oh.
Ball's going everywhere. I think it's out on Waverley, so Ringwood will get possession.
Did that come off the underside of the backboard or the back?
I thought it come off the back.
Well, if it's the back, that's a violation. Interesting to see that one again.
The Dome will take the pass for the Hawks. What can they do? Screen set. Ball goes to Motten. Motten into Heggie, and it's a foul called on... Is it Cunningham?
Well, let's have a look. It's either Cunningham or Smith. It's Cunningham. Third personal on Tegan Cunningham. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And it's tough here because you can't afford Cunningham to get a fourth foul before the break. Do you bring her off, or does that allow Ringwood to push the margin out, or do you just tell her play smart, keep your hands out?
Well, look, you're 45 seconds. You're 45 seconds away from a break, so I'd sub her out now.
Yeah, me
so
too.
You don't risk anything whatsoever on a fourth, and then get her ready to go in the last. It's 45 seconds, and Heggie's hit the second. So I probably would have taken her off the floor there just in case.
46-43 Hawks league. Yeah, I think you're right.
Let's see what the Falcons can do. Jacqueline Smith has Blueser running around the arc for her. Gets it to her. Screen set by Cunningham. Blueser for three.
Knocks it down. Fist
Great
pump
work
from Coach Palionis.
Cunningham decked off that screen behind play as well. Copped a big knock in the throat. Van der Zag back the other way. Has it knocked out of
That hurt Cunningham
court.
too. That really hurt.
Copped a big knock to the throat, I reckon.
What a great game.
Yeah, it is.
Intense as on both ends of the floor from both teams.
For our Falcons TV viewers, Cunningham just coming into picture now, taking her position defensively. She's not well. You can see her hunched over there. Copped a massive knock setting that screen for Blueser. 46 apiece, 22 seconds to go, and still hunched over.
How tough is
Tegan Cunningham? Oh, yeah.
Ringwood baseline pass from Bedome. She goes high to Yusuf for three.
You got to get to that.
Miss. Oh, they'll get the ball back. Bedome to Van der Zag. Van der Zag to Yusuf again.
14 seconds.
Clock's winding down.
10.
Let's see what happens here.
We're down to 6.
Yusuf to Heggie. She's going to pull up. Knocks it down.
1.
She's all class, isn't she?
Yep,
Cunningham from three-quarter court.
For the prayer, no.
So three-quarter time it is. It's a great game. Ringwood 48 lead Waverley 46. So Waverley won that quarter by 4. It was a 6-point margin at half-time. And, look, I reckon Ringwood will get up. But I've got total admiration for what Waverley's done here today.
They've been sensational. I honestly thought we were going to see a 30-point margin. Not a blowout in the last quarter. I thought they were going to, Ringwood were going to, get on top early. I thought they were going to push out to a 10, 15-point quarter time lead and just go on with it. The Falcons, have been absolutely sensational. And, I'm with you. I'm still leaning with Ringwood, but, all they've got to do is have another period like the last one, and all of a sudden the Falcons go 1-0 up, which would just give them so much confidence. And I think the thing is, and I know Tegan's probably getting tired and she's sore, but whenever you've got a superstar player of that calibre on your roster, you're in a game.
And let's not forget, Ringwood, I don't know if I've got the ladder here in front of me, Ringwood, I reckon, have won 16 in a row.
Yes, yep.
So it's not as if they've been anything other than unbelievably consistent.
And look, the thing is here, this could actually still be the best thing that happens to Ringwood. They've been putting teams away by a lot. So I think it's always good, to get a good, tough final under your belt.
How good would it be if we go to Ringwood next week, Waverley 1-0 up?
Oh, it'd be sensational. Wow. And again, Ringwood would probably still go in as favourites. But, geez, the confidence the Falcons would have then would be astronomical. This is a huge last quarter coming up.
Here's the
here
stats
at Waverley.
With Will Taylor, mate. Give us what you got.
Yeah, 10 Cunningham, 22 points and 12 rebounds alongside with 7 turnovers in that so far in today's game. Also for Waverley, Talia Higgs with 10 points and 4 rebounds in this game. For the Hawks, it's 21 points to Ember Heggie, 12 points to Jackie Van der Zag, and 8 points to Emma Bedome. And so far, a couple of the key stats so far, rebounding 28-24 in favour of the Falcons. And shooting percentages, 47% by Waverley, 37% by the Hawks, 50% from downtown by the Waverley Falcons, 19% by the Ringwood Hawks. And at the free throw line, Ringwood has gone to the free throw line 16 times, they've only made 9, and Waverley's only gone there 4 times to make only 2.
So there we go, 10 minutes of play left.
With possession, she goes to Van der Zag, to Koralski. Koralski has the ball taken off her by Tegan Cunningham.
Great steal, Tegan Cunningham.
Yeah, great steal.
She's a beauty.
Ioannidis. She goes to Higgs. Sorry to Blueser. Jacqueline Smith looks to go to Tegan Cunningham. It wasn't a great pass, though. Tegan will find a way to end up with it anyway, and it's jump ball, so possession
Waverley.
arrow goes Waverley's way.
I reckon you bailed Katie Blueser out then. That was a terrible pass.
Yeah.
It was
I was trying to be nice.
It was very, very ordinary. Clearly covered Tegan Cunningham. She should never have passed that to her. Anyway, they did get it back, though. Tegan Cunningham forced a jump. Talia Higgs, elbow, hard shot, misses. Rebound, Heggie away for the Hawks on the run. Good transition, has Blair running for her, brings it back out, finds Yusuf about 3 metres off the top of the key. She settles again. She's got Van der Zag screening, then diving. She elects to go out to the wing. It's with Tara Blair. Blair, crossover dribble through the paint to the basket.
Foul.
She's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. Mallow Ioannidis reaching in. And Ringwood with a chance.
Tara Blair's always got that attacking mindset, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
always
Good crossover.
does, yeah.
She opened it up then. Got past Ioannidis.
Couple of the update scores so far. Youth League 1, Manandes, Keilor leading Werribee 8-3 early stage in that first quarter there.
Yep.
The Cobras are leading the Spectres 42-40 in BYC. Man, it's a cracking game out there at Kilsyth.
Like we expected it to be.
Heading into half-time there.
Out at, of course, D2 men, it is Shepparton leading 41-37 heading to halftime there. And in BYC women, it is a 28-24 lead to the Boomers.
Wow, Diamond Valley. Imagine they have an 11-11 record and win their way through to the grand final.
It'd be grand. It'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Alrighty, let's have a look back here. It's going to be a Waverley ball
Falcons
off the
ball.
baseline. Yep, 50-46.
Pass to be taken by Kate Blueser. She goes to Ioannidis. Back to Blueser.
Did she travel then?
Yeah,
It was so close.
the crowd seemed to think she did.
Waverley's only got 2 seconds on the shot clock here. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see what happens. Got a replay coming up for you in a moment too. 2 seconds on the shot clock. And it's
that
gone
was a
off.
travel.
We've got a replay here. What are we going to have a look at? Let's. This will be from a little bit. There's Higgs on that. Look at the basket and a miss. Stepping around. Let's go back to live action here. Hegg
goes to Van der Zag, height advantage. She turns around, scores. She's just a star.
back
Jackie
to
Van
6
der
points,
Zag.
Nath.
Yep. Danger time here for the Falcons.
See what they can do. Blueser, low right corner. Back up to Jacqueline Smith. Swings the play. Ioannidis open. She had a look and it's going to come up short.
Ball.
Reckon it might have just tipped the ring there.
Yusuf.
Will being very unfair, Will Taylor.
Yeah. You're a harsh man, Will, as Yusuf.
Going to come up and
Possession for the Hawks
punch
to
the
Kowalski.
living daylights out of you in a
To
minute.
Amber Hegg. Hegg's going to go to the basket. Back out to Yusuf. She's going to the basket. Missed shot. Rebound to Jacqueline Smith.
Smith away quickly. Falcons need to score
Oh.
here, and miscommunication between Talia Higgs and
That
Mel
kills ya.
Ioannidis. That's a bad turnover. It does. It hurts. It's a nail. Mel Ioannidis.
Marley Hayes checks back in with 4 fouls.
Yeah, for Ioannidis, who takes a break. 6-point margin. Ringwood 52, Waverley 46. 7:42 left in the game. So there's a long, long way to go.
Yeah, but they can't afford to let it blow out much more than this.
Let's see if Ringwood can... they
Yusuf
can.
finds
Kowalski inside, off the glass, misses. Heggie, rebound. Waverley surround her quickly. Blueser forces a jump ball.
They
Did
reacted
very, very well.
Waverley then, considering. And that was a bad miss by Kowalski.
Ball watching again.
Yeah.
Can't get caught ball watching. Here's Kowalski to bring it in for Ringwood.
She takes the pass. She goes to Heggie. They often look for that from the baseline, and she'll score easily. No, she's missed. Offensive rebound, though. Missed again. Well done to the Falcons.
Wow.
They're going to come up with the ball.
Well, I reckon Ringwood's just missed about 4 opportunities to
Yep.
go 8 points up, which would have been the biggest margin for a little while.
Foul on Kowalski.
So really, really poor execution for Ringwood. If you think about Yusuf on the drive, the
Yep.
miss, and then they've missed another 3 from
Had
there.
a
So,
timeout on the floor to Waverley here.
so Waverley take the call. They're going to have a chat, and it's going to be their ball from the sideline when we come back. So 52-46. Ringwood lead it by 6. It's game 1, best of 3, semi-final matchup, state champ women. Coming up after this one on Big V Live and Falcons TV. Don't go away. State champ men knockout.
It's going to be a cracker, isn't it?
Waverley, McKinnon, looking forward to that. The winners go on. They can celebrate during the week. The losers can
Mad
pack
Monday.
their bags.
Mad Monday.
Looks like a couple of the McKinnon players over the back there already started Mad Monday. Is that Cale Harrison acting like a Galari out
Cale
there?
Harrison and Sam Eyre.
Having a bit of fun, the boys, as they warm up on the far court. You can just see them for our Falcons TV viewers. You can just see them in the top right-hand corner of screen.
I think it's going to be a cracking game, or Waverley will win by 30.
I would have said the same with this. I thought Ringwood would win this by about 20 today.
Yeah, yep.
They've done a
Finals
great
basketball, Titans up.
I would disagree with that because what I saw from Waverley last week, I thought this was going to be a much closer game. And
What was your tip at the start of the game, Will?
I would have said Ringwood by 10.
By 10.
I would have said Ringwood by 25. So the Falcons will have possession here, and it's really important for them to get a basket just to stay close enough. They need to stay within striking distance.
I would have said with 7:14 to go, Ringwood would lead by about 6.
Of course you would have. Blueser will take the pass. Took a while to get it in, but it goes to Marley Hayes. Back to Blueser. Goes to Cunningham. Cunningham fouled by Kowalski.
Yeah, no doubt about
She's
that.
pleading for the ref not to call the
doubt
foul, but it was pretty obvious from our view.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, can I just give a really quick plug to whoever plays the music here at Waverley? They play some damn good music
There's
here.
some great stuff, isn't there? Got the tunes happening today.
Like it. It's got a break in play here. A little bit of sweat being wiped up. Okay, restart here for the Falcons.
Pass into Hayes. Hayes back to Blueser. And it's off the ring.
Well, Cunningham said it came off
Yeah.
a Ringwood foot there, but it's going to be their ball anyway.
No, don't think she'd realised.
Goes to Jackie Smith.
6
Marley
seconds.
Hayes. Shot clock ticking down. Out to Blueser. Blueser, big three. They need it. Off target. Sarah Youssef gets the Hawks. They've got a 2-on-1. Pass to Badome.
No, Blair
Sorry
it
to
is.
Blair. Sorry, she finishes the layup. It's an
8
8-point
points.
lead now. It's going to be tough from Waverley from here.
Great transition, Ringwood. Here's Jackie Smith. Sets it up. Blueser inside back cut. Higgs. And the pass was a rocket. And the rocket won the race right over the baseline.
Must
Turnover.
get a stop the Falcons as Youssef brings the ball up for the Hawks. They're looking to turn the screws in this one. They go to Heggie. Waiting for movement, not much. Back to Youssef. Youssef will pull up for a three for the dagger, but it's off target, and I think Waverley will get the ball back. Yep.
Yeah, off
That's
Van
fair.
der Zeeg. So the Falcons down by 8, 6:16 left to go in the fourth. They've got to get a score here. Smith picks up the dribble to Hayes, right wing. Has Higgs popping out high. Has Cunningham breaking through the key. Now there's a foul. It's
Offensive
against
foul.
Cunningham. She just cannoned into the body of Youssef.
That's 4.
And that's her 4th foul of the game.
Well, you've got to leave her out there now.
I reckon Cunningham has probably got to get herself out to the wing.
Yeah.
I think she needs to face up to the basket, get out to the wing and try and get some penetration if she can. Here's Youssef for Ringwood. Kurowski, right wing, has Heggie cutting for her. Heggie gets it on the block now. Faces the basket, not looking at the ring though. She goes inside outside to Kurowski. Dribbling through the paint, finds Youssef left corner.
2 seconds.
Youssef hard, steps back. Is that a travel? No, she kept her pivot foot.
Great D, Waverley. Great D. That's exactly the type of possession they needed to have. Well
Shot
done.
clock sounds. Ringwood with a sub. Badome comes in for Van der Zeeg. Ringwood lead it by 8, 5:38 left on the clock.
Pass comes in. Jackie Smith bringing the ball up for the Falcons. What can they do? They're going to be looking for Cunningham. She goes left instead to... Sorry, Hayes with the ball at the top of the key to Jackie Smith. She's got the one-on-one here, and she's going to be fouled, and it goes in. I think the foul's going to be called on Badome.
Yeah,
Reaching
I
as she
reckon
just
Youssef.
ran
No, I
through.
reckon Youssef.
It is on
Youssef.
number 7.
Okay. Yep.
Youssef just came in from the side late then, and really, if Youssef is going to foul, she needs to stop the shot.
Yeah. She got to
Because
the basket way too easily then.
yeah, and she came in from the wrong side, Youssef as
Yep.
well. So it was just
Great
leaning
job,
in with that arm.
Jacqueline Smith. Chance for a three-point play.
What is it? Back to 6. A chance to go back to 5
Yeah.
here, Nath.
Still in it. She hits it. Falcons hanging around as Yusuf brings the ball up for the Hawks. Goes to Ewan back into the game on the left wing. Ewan high to Badome. Looking into Heggie. Great offense from Ringwood, but it's missed. Defensive rebound, and a foul is going to be called over the back on Lisa Ewan. So Falcons are going to get the ball back again and have another chance to eat into this 5-point lead.
Fourth team foul on the Hawks, by the way, as well. Waverley have 2.
5:05 remaining. The Falcons are still in this, Justin.
Yep, I agree, they are. Absolutely. 5:05, as you said, remaining. So plenty of time. 5-point margin. They've just had a good stop. Now they've got to come down and score.
Yeah, let's see what they can do. Jacqueline Smith again brings the ball up.
Smith. Oh, Cunningham just. Don't think Cunningham expected that. Back to Smith. She's open.
Can she knock it down?
3. No, miss. Cunningham after it. Won't get the rebound. She can't foul. There's some reaching in. It's going to be against Blueser, I think.
Cunningham made sure she had her hands out there.
She knew straight away she couldn't reach after that. So that's third team foul for Waverley.
Third on Bruiser.
Yusuf in possession for the Hawks. What a finish we're in for here at Waverley. She goes to Blair. Blair defended by Blueser off a Heggie screen. She'll look to shoot. Miss. Defensive rebound to Tegan Cunningham.
Cunningham getting the instructions from the coach as she went down the sidelines. Let's see what she does. Here's Smith. Smith dribbling uncontrollably, turns it over. Away Ringwood. They got 3-on-1 here. Now 3-on-2. Badome nearly travelled. Missed by Heggie. It was a strange kind of a decision, wasn't it? Now back the other way, the Falcons with numbers. Higgs working in the paint, steps to the basket.
She scores!
Puts it in!
They're within 3. Fist pump from the Waverley bench.
54-51, they've got to get a stop, the Falcons.
There's a great basket on the replay there.
Score all you like, but you cannot allow the opposition to do the same. Here's Heggie. Heggie looking in. Now she goes alone from the elbow. Misses again. Loose ball.
Offensive rebound.
She'll get it back. Here's Yusuf out to the wing.
Remaining.
Blair. Blues are right there with her. The 2 number 6s. Blair undecided. Now puts the ball to the floor. Picks it up. Gives it to Badome. They switch play out to the right wing. Ewan ignores the screen of Heggie. Goes it alone to the block. Double teamed. Heggie now not looking at the ring.
5.
Swings it to Badome. Badome. Heggie. Long 2. Makes it.
Knocks it down. What a shot.
Big basket.
Calm and collected. Wow, huge shot. Jackie Smith now for the Falcons. They need a basket to stay in it. Off a Hayes screen. She goes to Higgs. Higgs to Blueser. Back to Higgs. Shot clock sticking down. Smith. Blueser. Cunningham. Down to 3. Huge 3 now for Higgs. Off target. Not a great offensive possession for the Falcons. And a foul over the back is going to be called on Blueser.
That's her 4th, I think. Yep.
Yeah. Not a great offensive possession, that one, for the Falcons.
No, and that's the 4th team for Waverley as well. So both teams now have the bonus. We've got 3 minutes to play.
5-point margin. Do you think Ringwood will go on from here?
Yeah, I think they can. I mean, Waverley just continue to hang in there. That last basket for Heggie was just the basket of a champion.
Absolutely. That's why you have her there, isn't it?
You got to deliver, and she delivered on cue.
And Amber Heggie still without any fouls.
Oh, she can just go hard. Although it's going to cost the team if she fouls. Don't forget that.
Not much movement to Blair. She'll look to score. Pull up. Knocks it down. Wow.
2 big baskets for the Hawks. Last 2 times down the floor, and it's going to hurt Waverley.
Must score.
Here we go. Smith. Hayes. Back to Higgs. Higgs off the elbow. Gets it to the left wing. Step back off a dribble. Jacqueline Smith doesn't hit it. And now Ringwood will just slow this down. That's experience for you. Take it easy.
That's why they're the title favourites.
We're up by 7. They're in foul trouble. 2 minutes to play. Slow
Yusuf
it down.
To Blair.
Get through the set. Here we go.
Off a Heggie screen. She doesn't want to slow it down. Blair just wanted to go for the big 3 because we know she can knock them, but that one was nowhere near it.
Tim Motton has gone straight to Tara Blair and said, Tara,
settle down.
Just cool your heels, sunshine.
We're in the box seat here as time out to Waverley. There's 2:02 remaining on the clock. Ringwood 58, the Falcons 51. I think Ringwood are going to go on for it, but it's been a brave effort so far from Waverley the whole way through. And
I reckon it's one thing to hear it from the coach. I reckon the teammates need to also say to Tara, hey, listen, we don't need that.
Calm down.
We don't need that. Just settle down. They're chasing us. We're up by 7. They've got foul trouble like us. We just need possession. It's a possession game. 2 minutes to go. I would always say to teams when I was coaching, 2 minutes to go.
Uh-huh.
We only need 2-3 possessions here, and you're only going to give it up twice.
Yep.
We're 7 up.
Yep.
Just look after the ball.
right,
Look
play
after the
smart.
ball. I might have to remember that for coaching next season. But anyway,
Yeah,
see how we
big
go.
news during the week. Welcome back to the coaching ranks, mate, with Camberwell Div 1 Women. You must be excited.
Just can't keep me away.
No.
No, it's good. It's great and fantastic to have Simon Liebelt with me as well.
Yeah,
Looking forward to that. So,
Really good pickup.
yeah, I think it's hopefully going to be some good times ahead for the Dragons.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to the challenge. So
We knew you wouldn't stay away from coaching too long, mate. It's in the blood. It's in the blood.
it's funny, you talk to players about playing, like, are you that guy off Big V TV? I'll go, no, it's not me.
Yeah, because if they think you're not going to be able to sign anyone, mate.
I try and say to people, yeah, it's probably not actually the type of person that I am. But anyway, what you see is what you get. Here we go on a restart. Waverley trying to claw back this 7-point deficit. Oh, big screen by Cunningham allows Smith to get through. Misses over the top of the ring. Heggie gets it back, and they'll slow it down here, the Hawks.
Well, let's see if Tara Blair shoots a long-range 3 this time. She slows it down, doing the ball-carrying duties for the Hawks off a Heggie screen. To Dome up top to Heggie. They are slowing it down using the shot clock. Heggie's now going to go for the pull-up, and she'll miss. Close to getting her offensive rebound, but she doesn't. Cunningham with the ball for the Falcons.
Away she comes.
Clock's ticking down. They need to score.
She's going to pull up from the foul line and shoot. Misses front of the ring. Rebound Badome. They'll just slow it down again. 1:17 to go.
Game over.
7-point margin. Foul? No, not called as Cunningham reaches. Badome's got the ball now to Heggie. Swinging play to Blair. Oh, open lane. She goes at it. Sends it back to Heggie inside. Great work, Ewan. She pushes it back out. Yusuf, long two.
Falcons
makes it.
go 1-0 up.
And actually, Mike Bullock, the leader of Waverley, actually applauded that basket for Ringwood. He knew that was very good work by the visitors. They lead by 9, under 50 seconds to go, and they've got it back.
And look, we've spoke about how brave Waverley have done, but let's take no credit away from Ringwood. They were pushed today for the first time in a while, and they've stood up and responded. Yusuf. Ball carrying duties were down to 37 seconds.
Heggie just has a bit of a giggle to herself as she slides across the floor.
To Badome.
Cunningham.
Heggie.
That
It drops in, and look, the margin in the end is going to be way more than what really was between these two teams today.
Well,
it's out to 12 points, but it's been close the whole way through.
I agree, totally agree. Let's see if Waverley can get a late 3 just to get it back to single digits. Of course, head-to-head doesn't matter in finals.
No.
Here's Cunningham, and Heggie might have just popped a finger there. I reckon Heggie's in a lot of trouble behind play here. A lot of trouble. Is it a shoulder?
Yep.
Something's wrong.
She had that in that second quarter as well, but she's
going to get subbed out here. Yeah, she's going to get subbed out. Now it's behind play here on the on Falcons TV. No, I don't know about that. I reckon she's done something serious there, has she? Is it just a stinger?
So. Well,
she's nursing an arm.
This is what happened in the second quarter. I was watching her did exactly like that in the second quarter of today's game, and she's decided to wear it off, and obviously now it's coming back almost to bite her, I think.
But you know what? It might just be a stinger because she's now relaxed that arm.
Yeah,
and
she's fine.
Yeah, I think she's going to be okay. Gee, I tell you what, I reckon a mighty scare went through all of Ringwood then.
Yeah.
Because it looked bad. I actually thought she'd popped a finger the way she held her arm straight away, or her hand. Anyway, 65-51. That's the ball game as Blues won't count on the long 3. So final score here today. Ringwood 65 defeat Waverley 51. It's a 14-point margin.
And the Hawks go 1-0 up in the series.
Yeah, they do, and I agree with you, Nathan. I don't think the final margin is indicative of the performance of Waverley today. They were very good.
Absolutely.
Correct. I agree.
They played a terrific game. But sign of a class team in the Ringwood Hawks. They've now won 17 in a row. I reckon they survived a bit of a scare then at the end when Heggie subbed herself out holding her arm. She looks to be okay as we speak. And Ringwood 1-0 up, best of 3.
And they march to a title, I think.
Well, I reckon they'll get it next week. So there you go. For our Falcons TV viewers and our Big V Live listeners, we're going to take a break. You'll get new links. And we'll be back very, very soon for the big one this afternoon. State champ men knockout. Waverley Falcons, McKinnon Cougars coming up on Falcons TV and Big V Live. We'll be back shortly.